You'll never hit driver as long and as straight as you should because we're leaking power. We're all trying to make like perfect, powerful swings that just aren't as powerful as I know you can be. Now, I followed this system with Dave and he added 25 yards, not straight away, but adding it through each of the system. He added sort of 5 to 10 yards on the first system, again about 6 to 7 yards on the second part of this system, and on the final part, that's when he accessed the full 25 yards. Now, I know this first thing I'm going to say here, I mean, watch this. This is where we sort of finished with Dave here. The flow, the hip turn, the length, the easy power that looks so smooth, just like that. Now, the first thing I want you to think about here is loft of your driver, and I bet you have never considered it, ever. Simple, right? If you don't have enough speed and you're using a very low lofted driver, your potential for distance drops like a stone. So welcome to the channel. My name's Alex Elliott. I'm a PJ Golf professional and top 50 world coach. We're answering Fergus's question today, and he said, like, I've just given up on driver. Well, Fergus, you don't have to give up. You can access yards. You can hit it straight at using this system. Now, if you're thinking, how do I get my question answered just like Fergus? Well, simply subscribe, turn on the bell, and pop it down below in the comments. Now, the first part of this system is the loft of our golf club. Now, I'm using 10.5. That might surprise you. I am not just saying this. I swing my golf club around 109, 113 miles an hour, and I'm using 10.5 degrees of loft. Now, I know you've never considered this because you've never thought the impacts the loft of our driver has on how far you hit it. But categorically, look at these set of recommendations. If you are a lower swing player, you will benefit from a more lofted driver. It'll help you create more spin and keep the ball in the air. I always think about it like a plane, right? If a plane takes off like this with not a lot of speed, it's never really getting in the air. Okay, tilt the angle up a little bit, I've got a bigger chance of getting in the air. And that's as simple as it has to be. Now, attached to this system, we said to Dave, and it really did sort of feel strange to him. He had a lower lofted driver and he was pushing his hands ahead of the golf ball. I mean, look at this on player cam. So imagine having 9 degrees and pushing this lower. It's not like a 5-degree driver. You're also probably only going to slice it if you've got 5 degrees of loft as well. That's a double whammy. So what I want you to really avoid, how you fix that is, first thing, no exact science. Look at these set of considerations again. Just add a little bit of loft and see how it goes. The next thing about this system, remember, this added 10 yards, this first part of this system, is I want you to feel your knuckles on your glove hand from the player cam perspective are on the back of the golf ball, not ahead. And this really, with driver, helps you launch the golf ball. I mean, look at this ball flight here. The second part of this system was to actually make the golf swing longer. Think about an elastic band, right? If you only pull the elastic band back a little bit, you've sort of got to throw all your power through. Whereas you pull it back a bit further, you have some rhythm and some timing through. That's easy power. So I said to Dave, like, if you come to face on, I think this is really, really apparent, is that he was stood here making these short swings, as I said at the start. And don't forget, we've still got 15 yards to access here. This got us another 7. He was like this, trying to really fire the speed through from a short practice swing. We don't want that. And all I said, right, you want to turn further. And he's like, I don't have the mobility. Well, I said, you don't, because you're not using your hips. So really nice and simple. All I said to him was, right, think about your back right pocket. Can you feel, I mean, look at this on the player cam here above my head. Can you feel you make a turn and just push that back right pocket to target? For a left-hander, that would just be the opposite. So we stood here and made some swings where we went, okay, push it to target. Right, okay, push it to target. Now, we didn't make any follow-throughs. We just practiced actually winding up more. We then said, this is all part of the second part of this system, is how would you create a long swoosh? Now, think about this, right? If I just gave you this and this was a cane, and you went here, that would be a really short swoosh, right? Really short. Whereas actually, turn it, long swoosh. All I did is just get him to make a few practice swings, and you can hear the difference in noise with that. That is what we said. So 8 to 12 reps in second part of that system, just feeling the hip turning, allowing you to access that bigger range of motion was all we did. And then that was 7 more yards. Okay, final part of this system. This is where we added the final 8 to make up 25 yards more. So this is where we saw 25 yards. HHS is what I got Dave to write on his glove. Hands to hand position, hips, swish. Bringing it all together on the golf course. Watch this ball flight, and it will look, I'm not saying it effortless, and this is what you can really achieve too. So hands, hips, swish, and it was there just to remind him from falling into those bad habits. Oh, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I can't wait to hear about you bombing the golf ball.